Very good morning to you all. Today we are here to discuss more about the topic, the user sections that we have covered previously. So we will just go to the section itself. Hope that user section is being useful for you and you have learned some good knowledge on that. So we have already discussed these all things over there. Now we need to move forward for audit logs. So audit logs are the logs that will cover everything, only exclude the sign in logs or sign in things, like if you are going to sign in under any of the application or any of the portal with your user ID and password, that will not be covered under audit logs. Apart from that, everything that you are doing under Entra ID or Azure resources, that will be covered over there in the audit logs. So we can be able to find the audit logs with the tenant wise also. For example, these audit logs are for entire tenant, means entire user. If you doesn't know what is the username, who has done the deletion process or who have done the particular activity, then you can go to the audit logs that is being there under the tenant, and from audit logs we can have the filter over there like last 1 month. As you already know, in our previous videos we have discussed that audit log can only be retained from Entra, that is of 30 days. After 30 days, even Microsoft cannot be able to help you to retrieve your logs. So please be careful if you want to save your logs, or if you want to have the backup of your logs, don't need to use any other services. It could be log analytics. You can just download these logs and create a workspace on the log analytics, and you can be able to save over there. So that is the one way from which you can be able to do that, or you can take the help of any third-party application like the Keep It. Keep It is the application which I knows. It is not a sponsored or other thing. I just knows Keep It doing the backup of your Entra ID. But how much it can be, how much it is not, that you need to check it out. Okay. So Entra ID can keep your entire audit logs for 1 month. Okay. So here we have custom intervals that is also been for 1 month, 24 hours, 7 days, and 1 month. Okay. These four options you have under which you need to select, and you can get your logs over there. Dates you can select based on local, based on UTC. If you are using a local system, then you can select a local, or you can go with UTC itself. Services will cover all the services that is being used. It could be SS reviews, authentication method, B2B audit logs, or whatever services has been there in the 30 days of audit logs that is being listed over here. So you can select or you can go with all. Okay, by default it has been selected as all. Category will be user management, as we are just searching the particular users audit logs itself. Like resources, like for example, if you are searching for any device, if you are searching for any resource, like for example virtual machine database, so that will be in the activity log of that particular service. Like for virtual machine, under virtual machine we have activity logs. There you need to search the logs of that particular resource, but for users you need to search for audit logs. Clear? So that's why category is selected as user management. Then we have activities. Activities means the person or the particular ID or identity, whatever the things it has been done. The admission, the admin account deletion, security info has been there, auto review has been there, password change has been there. Like these are the activities that is being done, right? Deletion, deny any decision, deletion of any user. Like if I do deletion of any user, I don't know. Yeah, it is not been there. So these all are the activities that is being listed that a particular user is going to do on his day-to-day activities that is performing on the Entra side. So these are some of the activity. If you know any of the specific activity that what is being performed by a particular user, so you can select that particular activity from here, and then you can go ahead and do the same. As I have selected for reset password, and I have two reset passwords for this mail ID that I have, for this. So for this ID, we have reset the password for 2 times, you can see. So that is why it has been recorded over here. So what we have in the audit log, that also we will check from here, okay? So we have three sections in audit log. The first is activity. What is the activity details we have? We will find a date. What is the activity type that we have selected here? It's a reset user password. When this user's password has been resetted, what is the correlation ID? Every audit log that has been created is having itself a correlation ID. So you can track with the help of correlation ID also. Okay, what is the category? Category also always be a user management over there. Okay, what was the status? Does the password was reset or it is a failure? It is a success, so that's why it's success. Status reason means if it has been failed, for example, the status becomes fail, then they will give the reason of that status. Why the status, what was the reason that a particular activity which has been performed has not been succeed. Okay, so here you will get the status. User agent, the particular user who has done that particular details that is been listed over here. So initiated by, who has initiated this? It was an application, like the user have resetted the password from with the help of SSPR service. It could be a possibility. That's why it has been typed as application. Display name is Microsoft Password Reset Service. You can check. So Microsoft Password Reset Service is SSPR. Correct. So from there it has been done. What is the service principal? This is the service principal. If you go under the applications, okay, we will do that. So just for your sake, we will just check this service principal. It is been listed under our enterprise application with the with those Microsoft applications that we have. So it has been listed over there itself. If you go and search for that enterprise application, or we will open Entra again, we will search this here. This is the overview for Entra ID. Whatever you want to search, you can see. This is under enterprise application. We have an application which is being owned by Microsoft. Okay, this is a Microsoft owned application, and this help us to reset the password of the user. So this helped that particular user to reset its password. You cannot delete this application, so it's Microsoft first party application. So you cannot be able to delete that particular application. Okay. So like this, you can be able to troubleshoot. Like this is the service principal ID or the application ID. You need to search this ID in your entire tenant, and you can be able to find which application or which user is been responsible for this activity. Second, we have target. What was the target user? The user on which the change has been applied. Okay. So this is the user. What is the user ID? This is the object ID of that particular user. What is the display name? I think it doesn't have any display name, or it has not been recorded on that time, as audit log will be fetched in just couple of seconds or 30 seconds nearly. So that could be the reason. User principal name. This is the user principal name of that particular user. Okay, so these all detail you can be get on target. If any group, if the activity is performed any group on the group itself, then you can be able to find the group details over here. Then after that we have modified properties. What are the properties that has been modified? You can check. This is the target, as we have already seen. This UPN was the target. Property name. What was the property name? It is Anchor ID service principal. Like this was a service principal which has been registered here. What has been changed? SPN. Property name SPN. This was the SPN. So like it is the type of thing, like application has changed the password. So majority of the things modified properties will be the service principal. That service principal is been handling the password for Entra ID. So that's why it's saying, otherwise you will get, if we have changed the password in the on-prem side, and then that has been synced, so you will get in proper token values over there. The token has been changed, and other details of the password reset that has been there. Correct. So here you can see it was initiated on that time, so that's why we doesn't have any modified properties, as that at that particular time it was initiated, and on 31 it was successfully done, so that's why we have modified properties with it. So this is a type of like troubleshooting that you can perform over there, and you can check what is being modified, what is the target value that I have, and which user has done that particular activity. So first section is who has done the particular activity, who is the anchor, and which activity has been performed. Second one is for which is the target, means on which object it was completed. And third, we have modified properties, means what is being changed. Okay, these three details we have under audit logs. Okay, so this is our audit log. After that, we will go to sign in logs. Okay, so two topics we need to cover today. One is audit log and one is sign in logs. Okay. So in the sign-in logs, entire sign-ins that you are doing with your username, user ID, and password, that is been covered. So in sign-in logs, we have two type of sign-in logs. One is interactive sign-in, you can see here. One is user sign-ins, interactive. Another one is user sign-ins, non-interactive. So majorly, what is the difference between interactive and non-interactive? Interactive sign-in is being done by the particular user via giving user ID and password. For example, I have logged in the Azure portal. Okay, so the Azure portal will ask me a user ID and password, correct? And once I have entered the user ID and password, it will generate a new token, new session token, new my password token, correct? With the help of that password token, it will provide me access to the Entra ID. So it whenever the token is being generated, a new token is being generated, it will be covered under interactive sign-in logs. Okay, that means you have given user ID and password, a new token has been generated, and with that new token, it will become as an interactive sign-in logs. Okay, what is non-interactive sign-in logs? So non-interactive sign-in logs is done by the username also and apart from the user also, but it will not generate a new token. The previous token, the previous session token that has been there, that has been used, and with the help of that, you can be able to log in. It will not ask you for username and password again and again. So that is why you can see for uh, interactive sign-in, my last interactive sign-in was 11/10/2025. The Azure portal that I have logged in, that is was interactive sign-in. Then I have on 11/19, then I have on 11/20/25 today itself. These all are for today, right? 1950, 1954, 1938. Then that is no sign-in was there for 10, right? Yesterday. But if I go to non-interactive sign-ins, you can see in for 11 I have, like for today I have this much of. So these all things has been done on the background itself, non-interactive sign-in. And who are doing that? You can see the applications that are there. Microsoft AAD users and tenants are there. ADI, BIZ, AUX is there. Azure portal has been there. Then we have multiple for Azure portal also. What are the resources used? IP is same. IP is same for all of the thing as I am doing the current all the activities is performed by this system only. But it is changing. It is changing due to why this has been done by a application or this has been done by a Azure portal. I am not giving the user ID and password again and again. It is just using my previous token that has been validated, and with that token, it is going to be login and it will be worked. So this is the basic difference between non-interactive and interactive sign-ins. Non-interactive sign-ins will not use your user ID and password again and again, but interactive sign-in will use your user ID and password again and again. This is the basic difference. Okay. Uh, I think you will be understand by this. Otherwise, if anything has been there, you can comment me. I will give you a brief explanation on this interactive and non-interactive sign-in. I have one more example which you can which we will discuss on when we will discuss the AD Connect, as the AD Connect account has been there, which is syncing the user again and again, but it will not ask you for a password, right? It has already been saved. So we will discuss it later. Okay. So I think you have a little background what is interactive and what is non-interactive sign-in, right? Okay. So we will move forward now. So you can see here we have date, which is already been there, request ID, users on which the interactive sign has been done, application, status, error codes. Basically, error codes help us to do some troubleshooting and find some MS document that has been there in the portal. IP address, location, conditional access policy applied or not. If it has been applied, what is the value of that? Means what is the status of that? Agent type, if any agent is being involved in that particular sign-in or not. After that, we have multi-factor authentication status, correct? So we will open just one failure and one success and we will check it. Okay, so here you can see we have these more details in sign-in logs. Sign-in logs have much details as these are probably most used for securities things, like we need to troubleshoot the security issues or how user has been logged in, if any user has been compromised, so we need to use this log. So that's why most of the details has been covered in the sign-in logs. Okay, these are the basic details that we have. Date, request ID we have seen, correlation ID will be found. So correlation ID is the best thing to find any log over there. Okay, so correlation ID will help you out in every of the thing. If you are going with the CMD also, or If you're going with the PowerShell also, sorry, if you are going with the PowerShell command, or if you are going with Graph API Explorer also, with the help of correlation ID, you can find entire logs that is being listed with that correlation ID. Okay. What is the multi-factor requirement? So it is multi-factor authentication that has been successfully done. Agent type, not any agent is not required. What is the status or success? Continuous success evaluation, it says no. Like if it has been failed, then it has been required. Okay. Additional details, MFA requirement successful by claim in the token. So the MFA which has been asked, that has been already satisfied. Already we have a claim over there from which it was successful. We does not need to provide the details again. Okay. Moving forward, we have troubleshooting agent. This is the new thing which Microsoft added into the sign-in logs nowadays. So you can be able to find a troubleshooter over there, which with the help of AI, it will troubleshoot all your details and provide you the reason why it has been a failure. For success, it will also give the same, but if it is success, nobody will use it, right? We will use this thing when we will check the failure option. Okay. After that, we have user. What is the username, user ID, the object ID of that user, sign in identifier, session ID. What was the session ID? Like we have some of the case on which the session is refreshing again and again. So we can check the session ID. If session ID is the same, then the session is not been refreshed. What is the owner tenant ID? What is the resource owner tenant ID? So these are being used when we have a guest user. Like it could be a possibility resource owner tenant is being different and the app own tenant is being different. So that could be a reason we can be able to figure out from which tenant the application is and which tenant is the user is. So that's why these both details are here. What is the user type? User type is member or guest or external user, whatever it could be. Do we are doing with any cross tenant access type? Like for example, when we have done a cross tenant, the user type is guest, and we have done a cross tenant. With the help of cross tenant, that user is being synced from another tenant to this tenant. Then here we have a value of that. What is the application on which I have logged in? It's Azure portal. If you are going with Exchange, if you are going with M365, the same will be listed over here. What will be the application ID? The same application ID of that application will be listed over here. Resources, Azure Resource Manager. What resource is being used? It is being used as a ARM. Okay. What is resource ID? Again, the resource tenant ID, home tenant ID. So these are things will be useful when we are doing troubleshooting. So we can be able to check which application is being used, the application has been listed in this tenant or in the client tenant itself, or the user is from our tenant or from the client tenant. So these all things is being used over there itself. What is the app name from where he has logged in? It's a browser itself. If you're going with PowerShell or CLI, it will list it accordingly. Okay, what was the client detail type? Nothing. I have not given any client credential. The same with the help of same user ID and password I have logged in. What is the service principal? The browser service principals that we have. Then we have token protection sign in. Unbounded, like the previous token is being used, that's why it is token protection is unbounded. Stretch code 1002. That means no token protection is being used till now. Okay. Again, we have all those things. Token issue type, who issues the token, Microsoft Entra ID. This you can check when your user is being associated with some other identity, like it could be Okta. From Okta, the token user ID and password is being validated. Then you can see who has issued the token. So in our case, it's Entra ID, but on that case, like for user ID and password is invalidated by Okta, or it could be Ping Federate, it could be any other IDPs that we have, then that issuer type will be that particular IDP. For my case, it's Entra ID. Okay. What was the issuer token name? Again, we will get the same. Incoming token type is primary refresh token. It was just a refresh token. Okay, not was the previous token or access token. If it has been given as access token, then we will find here as a access token, but it is a refresh token itself. Okay. Authentication protocol, any like SAML, OIDC, OAuth, anything that we have used? No, it is directly an user login here itself from this itself. We have not used any SAML, OIDC, OAuth, right, protocol. What was the latency? Like sometime we will get the user is facing issues. They have given user ID and password, but the login time is so long. So we need to check the latency. We need to come here and we need to check the particular latency itself of that particular user. Flagged for review, no. We have an option when we are going to sign in the browser. We have an option to flag that particular sign in. So the reason for flagging for particular sign in, it could be, for example, in our corporate environment, we are having 2000 or 10,000 or 20,000 of the users. So we doesn't be able to check audit logs in the entire directory. So we have an option over there in the directory to just add a filter. We will check it. So here we have a flagged option over there from where you can be able to this flagged for review, right? So if you select this and you will apply, you can get only the flagged logs that is being generated. So, but technically it cannot be used by every of the user, as the user should have the understanding of the same. I need to flag the sign logs, but the person who are doing troubleshooting itself, for example, if I am doing troubleshooting with the users, I will ask the user to click on that, and so that particular sign in will be flagged, and I can just check the same from the Entra end. Okay, so like you can do a flagged sign in review for that. User agent, what is being used, it has been this is all the details, what is the Chrome version, Safari version, XYZ. Okay, this is the basic information that I have explained. After that we have location, like from where I have logged in, what was this will be basically your ISP, internet service provider details, what IP you have used, it is a secure access, and the other things. I doesn't know what is this, anonymous system number, I have not used it but location is your ISP. IP address is been that is being used globally, right? The exact IP address that you are logging, that will not become here. It's your device IP address. The IP address will come for your ISP, the router, the DNS, what your router have, that will be listed over here. Okay. What is the device info? Here you can guess the device. I have used Chrome, Windows 10, compliant, managed, and other things is no. Then we will have the authentication details. Okay, when it was satisfied, it was previously satisfied, no current authentication has been done. What are the details? MFA has been satisfied by a claim in the token, that is we have already been checked in the basic details, right? So here it has been already listed. You can go ahead and you can check the policy if you have applied anything. Here we have the condition access policies that has been applied to that particular user. You can go ahead and check from here. These are the policy name that has been created in the my tenant. What are they giving? If they are granting the control or blocking the control or whatever it could be, that you can check it here. If any session control has been there, like the session should be logged in, log out in every 10 days, 5 days, 2 days, whatever you have given. So that will be applied. Then you can be able to see here what was the result for that conditional access policy. If it succeeds, if it was a failure, if the user has been blocked, whatever is the details, you can be able to find the same here. So you need to check that particular result of the conditional access policy. Then if you want more details, you can go the show details. So you can see the entire conditional access policy that has been here. It is matched. What is the application name that has been there, sign in risk, and all the things. So here we have a session control and grant control. Grant control has been satisfied, required MFA. That means, yeah, the policy has been satisfied, and that's why the control has been given. Session control not configured. If you are if you are just configuring the session control, then you can be able to find the details over here for the session control also. So these all, if you want to go to the particular condition access policy, click on this. It will be redirected to that particular policy itself. That we will check it out in the conditional access policy session that we have. Okay. So these are the policy that has been applied, which are blocking or which are in the enable state. And some policies that we have done on a report only, means these policies are just reporting us. These are not applied to any of the user. They are not blocking, they are not allowing the user, they are just keep on checking. They will just do a monitoring. Like if I just check the report, I will get a details. If I will enable this policy, that does any user will be blocked or not. So basically when we are just going to create a CA policy over there, the best thing is to keep it on report only mode. And once you got in 2 or 3 days or in 2 or 3 weeks, you got the report of that report only conditional access policy, So you can be able to check which users are going to be blocked and which user are not been blocking. Do you have many major impact with this conditional access policy? If yes, then do not on it or do not enforce it. Or if you are not getting any major changes, like some of the changes will be there, but if you are not getting any major impact, then you need to enforce it so that user could not have a, or we could not have a bulk trouble on our head also. Correct? As if any issues come, then we only need to resolve it. So that's why. Okay, so these all things we have under sign in logs. Then we will, the same is been covered under non-interactive sign logs also, but here we have the details, like the basic details has been there. Then we have location, device info, authentication details, conditional access policies, and report only. So all the details are same. Nothing has been different for both the logs. Okay, so you can check on your tenant wise. We will just go for the failure one. So like all the details are same. The status was failure. Continuous access evolution, no. Sign in error code. What was the error code? This was the error code. Failure reason, the web native bridge interrupted, which will be shown to the using during login when the application is requesting login through the native blocker and needs ESTS to ensure the blocker it's properly configured. This is the failure reason. And if you go apart from this, all the things are same, correct? So in this, we will just check all the details, like no conditional access policy has been applied as user is not able to sign in. Conditional access policy will always apply once you will get an access token. Okay. Once you are being authorized, yeah, you have authorized to go inside and click on login, then you will get a, then the conditional access policy will be applied after that. Okay. So now we will just click on that, run the problem. Check the problem and give us some of the solution. This is just a AI, like Microsoft is having their own AI Copilot. So they have integrated this with Copilot and it will run entire problem and give you the details. Could not find any solution or guidance for you. Use the time. Please read on the click here to open a support request. Like this also cannot be able to find the reason why it was failed. So like I already told, it is a AI, we cannot rely directly on this, but it gives sometime it help you, like when it has been blocking with the help, or when it was blocking for conditional access, or when it is blocking by any claim, or it has been blocked with, yeah, access for the user doesn't have a proper access or the thing, then you will be having this particular agent that could help you out for the same, but not for the every time. Correct. So yeah, you need to do the troubleshooting and all. We cannot rely on AI, but sometime it help us in a better way, and we can like this. You can see. So this is not an error. This is an interruption that occurs due to keep me sign in when the user was sign in. This is was accepted part of sign flow, which is used. It will give you entire detail why have happened, what you can do, what you can follow. These are the sign in details. What was the username, application, device ID and all, which resource you can be able to follow up. And similarly, sometimes when he get when this AI will get you the solutions and all, or this AI will help you to find the solutions over there. So this is the AI basically. Like you will always know AI sometimes help us in a good way also, and sometimes it cannot be able to help us also. So in both the way we can be go ahead and we need to be so sure for that. So we can take the help if we get an good response, then we can take that forward. Otherwise, we can leave it out. Okay. So this is basically audit and sign in logs and Entra ID. I thought from my end, I have tried my best to give all the knowledge that I have over there, each and every options that has been there in the Entra ID. Hope this video be helpful and you will adopt this and you will try in your environment to check those details, and it will help you out to do troubleshooting whenever you are getting any issue over there. Okay, so this is all for today. In the next video, we will check for deleted user, password reset, and the other things that has been left over there. If you find this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe our YouTube channel. Press the bell icon so you can have all the details of the videos that we are creating in future. Bye bye. Take care. Have a nice day ahead.